when I started my first business, I was a solopreneur and I was running it and doing it by myself. And sometimes that journey can feel really lonely. And sometimes you don't know if anyone else is going through what you're going through, or like, am I the only one that's ever experienced this?
Hello, and thank you. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Talking Up Tuesday. This episode is being brought to you once again by Be Well Travel and Lifestyle Magazine. My name is Carmen Ray, and I am the founder of Be Well Travel and Lifestyle Magazine. So, Be Well, first of all, is a community that collaborates and supports the journey of women entrepreneurs. Yes, and we use the magazine as a platform. So you may be catching this information live or you may come across it on the replay. But I want you to know a little bit about who we are and what our pillars are. So the Be Well community is committed to helping women entrepreneurs to be well connected, to be well informed, and to be well inspired. So today you are going to hear from a woman that we recently met. And you know, I always tell you all that collaboration is the new currency. And I would have known nothing about today's guest as well as her organization if it wasn't for a lady that I met at one of our Be Well in Business brunch events in January. So her name is Jocelyn Wooten, and she introduced us to this organization called HUUB. That's HUUB. And so many times in business, people are asking us for things, but what about an organization that's positioned to give us some of the things and resources that we need? So today's special guest is going to be Chelsea Smith, and I can't wait for you to learn more about Chelsea and her role with HUB. Hi, Chelsea. How are you today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Carmen. It's great to be here today.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really excited just to be able to share with our listeners and then definitely our readers of the Be Well Travel and Lifestyle magazine. We are really just excited about introducing HUB and making sure that we know what resources are being available and just, you know, some of the core deliverables from HUB and what people can expect. So thank you so much again for making time to connect with the Be Well community. So Chelsea, let's go ahead and get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And I know that you are a co-founder. Tell us about the organization. What does HUB stand for? And how did you get to this place? And tell us all that you need for us to know about the organization.
So I started out in small business as an entrepreneur myself. I actually have a background in the fitness industry. So I had a Pilates studio, and I got connected with my co-founder, Jenny Poon, years and years ago when she first launched Cahoots Co-working, which is based in Phoenix. We also have a location in Mesa on the Cahoots side, so shout out to them. But I had connected with her years ago, and then early in 2020, we reconnected again, and I got started working at Cahoots. And then this wonderful thing called a global pandemic hit. And so at the time, I was working in our co working spaces, helping to put on programming and support the co working space with what we were doing with entrepreneurs in person within the space. And when the pandemic hit, we got a unique opportunity to pivot and explore launching a digital platform. And so that's what we did. And we started working with local governments. So we launched initially with the city of Mesa in July of 2020. And then this digital platform that we have, it serves to deliver resources to small business owners and entrepreneurs. And I love, Carmen, what you said about collaboration, because I think that's really one of our big goals with our hub platform is to create connections and opportunities for collaboration for small business owners and entrepreneurs in their community. So Hub kind of came out of the idea of we want to be able to connect business owners and entrepreneurs with resources. A lot of these resources are being funded for free from local economic development organizations and local governments. And so we found that unique opportunity and launched HUUB in July of 2020. And we've been growing and expanding across Arizona. And now we're starting to expand outside of the state of Arizona as well, into other states to deliver these much needed resources to entrepreneurs.
Wow, that is fantastic. And I have a special appreciation for people who find these collective ways to support other entrepreneurs only when they have been an entrepreneur themselves. Because I think,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, one of the things whenever I talk about Hub and how I got started and a lot of my like what my big why is as why I do this, why I get excited about what I'm working on every day is because I've been there as an entrepreneur myself. I have been down the Google rabbit hole search of like trying to find things. And also when you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of resources, and when I say resource, a lot of funding or a lot of money to throw at things, you're looking for these resources. And they are abundant throughout our communities. They're just sometimes hard to find. And as a small business owner, you are running your business. You're doing the day-to-day operations. You're also trying to think strategically about like your growth plan and where you want to go. So you're trying to not only work in the business, you're trying to work on the business. So at the end of the day, if you're trying to look for resources, that's like a third thing you're trying to balance out. And so we really wanted to try to make it easier for entrepreneurs to get that help without it having to become another thing that they're, having to do within their day to day and just make it really easy to find it all in one place. Yeah.
wow, I love that. Okay, so let's do a role play kind of situation here. I believe everything happens for a reason, first of all. And let's just start here. I actually live in Mesa. I have, so this is my situation. I want you to talk me through
Mhm.
how I may be able to benefit from HUB. Okay. So
Cool.
I actually live in Mesa and I'm new to HUB. I did my profile and everything, but in my day to day business, I spend the majority of my time in the sales. I'm still building the financial infrastructure. Thanks to We Merge Media and Michael DeMond, I'm now getting set up on QuickBooks. So if you look at my profile, you'll see that I'm a 30 plus year entrepreneur. But my magazine and some of my other components of my business is fairly new. So I'm
Mhm.
not what would be considered a startup, but I definitely need those infrastructure systems. I need that. The legal, the financial, the funding resources. So talk to our audience today on how a person like myself would be able to benefit from HUB and where would I get started?
Yeah. So that's a great question. And I would just like to point out that I'm a little bit of a data nerd, and I can tell you of over the 2,000 plus users that are on our system, a lot of them have a similar story. We don't necessarily see, like, you don't have to be a brand new startup, like completely starting out to get on Hub. A lot of the business owners that we see on our platform that take advantage of services, this might be their second business, or maybe they've been in business for 5 or 10 plus years. But the fact is that they're still in business because they're still out there learning. They're still out there trying to grow and figure it out. And so that's where Hub comes in. So step number one is you'll go to myhub.com. And first, you'll see if your city has a Hub program available. And if it does, you'll go ahead and create a profile. You can do the online registration through myhub.com for your city's platform. And then once you're logged in, there are a lot of different resources that you could take advantage of. So, number one of the biggest things we hear from small business owners, and shout out to Joycelyn, by the way, because she is an advisor on our platform. She works with small business owners like you through some of our programs. But one of the biggest things we hear from small business owners is they need the funding to be able to make their dreams reality. And so we have a grants and funding directory that allows you to look for different opportunities to help you grow that side of your business. So that's number one. Number two, one of the other biggest most taken advantage resources on our platform is our one-on-one business support programs. So these are personalized programs where we match you with consultants to do the work to help you move the needle in your business. So whatever that might be for you. You were mentioning QuickBooks before. So we can match people with financial advisors to help them set up their QuickBooks or maybe help them figure out a different financial strategy that they could maybe find some cost savings or help them grow revenue in some way, shape, or form. But we have different business consultants that cover a variety of areas. We have marketing experts, we have sales experts. You were talking about, you're launching this, you have this magazine, which is beautiful, by the way. So with that magazine, you could talk with a marketing or a sales expert to talk about different avenues or strategies to help that publication get better reach. So there are different consultants that we have on the platform that you can connect individually with to actually talk you through the different challenges you're having. Um, One of the things I think is often as a small business owner myself that I felt is that I feel like I need to know about all of these different areas of my business and be an expert in all of these different areas. But as I've learned, um, I can't be an expert in everything. And so it's better for me sometimes to go and seek that consultant or that advisor to help me get some support and bring different perspective and maybe better perspective because it might be a weakness of mine that they can help shine a light and help me do better in. And as I mentioned, all of those programs, the one-on-one support programs that we provide, they're free to business owners. So you're getting free one-on-one consultations and project work being executed and nothing's coming out of pocket for you as a business owner, which is like so critical. If I had that available when I was starting my first business, man, it would have it would have helped me grow a lot quicker. Um, Other things that are on the platform, we have an on demand learning library. So, if you are interested in kind of DIYing it yourself, we have over 100 pieces of on demand content that you can search and watch or listen to help you. Refine some of your skills and areas. So that's another big component. And then last but not least, I really think coming back to kind of how we started connection and collaboration, you have the opportunity to engage in a community of local business owners. So, people that are in your community who are also business owners in your community to do kind of that peer to peer connecting and leaning on one another. Because I think, especially when I started my first business, I was a solopreneur and I was running it and doing it all by myself. And sometimes that journey can feel really lonely. And sometimes you don't know if anyone else is going through what you're going through or like am I the only one that's ever experienced this. And I think through hub we help make some of those connections to people have help people feel more comfortable about talking about their business, about making the networking connections and finding that sense of community, which I think that you guys also be well really. I think that's something when I think we align really similarly on that, and I love that, and that's something I think we try to promote as well that we do. So,
I yes, yes, total alignment, and both that being a goal for both of our organizations. So, talk to us, and I love the steps. I love the resources. Even though I've been on the platform, the way you just broke it down, it gave me some other ways to try to make sure that I'm maximizing this amazing opportunity. So, now, can you tell me if there is actual uh, space for people to have meetings? Is there a co-sharing space actually physically in Mesa?
so that's a great question. Through Hub, we are a completely virtual and digital platform. So Hub does not have a physical location. Now, I say this, however, our sister company Cahoots Co-working does have a co-working space in Mesa that people can go and check out as well. They're also, since we're talking specifically about Mesa, this is also why I can chat on and why I love Hub is I love being a super connector. There's also a space that just opened with the city of Mesa in their studio space that's open and free to Mesa business owners. So that's something definitely to check out as well. So.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we are definitely going to be taking full advantage of that. So, talk to us about some of your things that you're really proud of as far as like outcomes, results. If you could take a particular entrepreneur that really came into the hub and Kahoot space and took advantage of it, give us some success stories.
Oh my goodness. You're putting me on the spot here with that one. Um, there are a lot of business owners that I see come through our different programs, and I hear time and time again that I never knew this was out there, and this has made such a difference in my business. People who feel like they found like a trusted resource, because I think that's another thing too. I think there's a lot of noise out there and with business and business support, and you can go down the rabbit hole of clicking through, but at the end of the day, you know, a business owner saying how confident and how much trust they felt like they had with the advisors and the consultants that they worked with, is really something that stands out. I also, we see kind of some evolution in our with some of the business owners that participate in our platform and in these programs. So, for example, we've had different business owners who have taken advantage of the one-on-one support programs within our communities and then turned around and raised their hand and said, "Hey, I want to be a support advisor. I have this skill that I want to share with the community." And they've kind of gone full circle. So they participated in some of our one-on-one support programs, and then they came and, graduated, if there is such a word of graduated, but they evolved into becoming advisors with our program. And that's a really cool journey because it's also really so much fun to see them grow and evolve their business and be able to serve more people. So.
Yes, those are definitely highlights and things to be proud of as you kind of reflect on the successes to create that trusted community of advisors to help us as entrepreneurs is so, so important. So, I want you to give a message because, as you know, as an entrepreneur, there's so many times that we are working in our business that we don't make the time to work on our business. I'm saying that because at my core, I know if I just did that for 30 days, 90 days, to just be able to kind of step away and work on my business, that it could make a huge difference. So, give a message to the entrepreneurs that find ourselves with these resources, but not really taking full advantage to engage, to really make those deeper connections and just get it done so that we're able to secure the necessary funding, the certification, license. What message do you have for us?
I am a huge advocate of goal setting and really starting small and getting really clear on one thing. I think uh, it's as an entrepreneur and as a small business owner, it's easy to get caught up in all the different ideas and all the visions that you have for your business. And but what I think that really can help you is to pick one and just focus on that one thing, be hungry for that one thing, to drive forward for that one thing, and make it a slam dunk and be effective in that one way. And once you get that one thing done, then move on to the next and move on to the next. But I think it's, dedicating yourself to that intention and that goal, and working step by step through it. Maybe that's carving out 30 minutes every Friday to just say, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes. And you do it after a couple months, and then that 30 minutes turns into an hour. And then you see yourself moving other things in your business further based on the time you spent. So I really do think small steps, be really focused, be really dedicated to that one thing you want to move forward, and you will have success.
That's great advice. I love that. That's doable, and that's something that we can definitely set a smart goal to. So, we're going to
Mhm.
close out today's conversation with asking you. You got a chance to kind of know a little bit about the Be Well community and the magazine. So, in what ways can you leverage the Be Well magazine, our online community, to really strengthen our collaboration and get the word out all about HUUB and cahoots? Like, how can we really strengthen our collaboration? Any ideas on that?
Yeah, I mean, I really just appreciate this opportunity to get on with you today. I'm going to continue to be active in some of these spaces and in the community. I think that it's important that it's not just a one-time thing. We show up and we continually show up in these spaces to connect with one another. So I really am excited about continuing this collaboration and showing up and being there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And I definitely have some ideas on how we can continue that. So, I am an entrepreneur. I'm here in the Arizona area, maybe from another community. But what you have shared today could have inspired me to look at resources within my own community. So, share how people can connect with your organization, please.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, head over to myhub HUUB.com to go check out and see what we're up to and see if there is a platform available in your city. We also have a public events page and we are always doing virtual events. So I encourage people to take advantage of those free opportunities as well. If HUB isn't available in your community, come check us out in our virtual event spaces because it's always a good time and everyone is always welcome, whether they're a HUB member or not. And yeah, and if you're interested, if you want a place to connect in real life, because I know that that's always fun as well, definitely take a moment and check out our co-working spaces. You can always check out and see, a free day pass on cahoots.com if you'd like to go work with us in a co-working space.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea, for being our guest today. And we look forward to learning a lot more and getting our community connected with HUUB. Thank you.